Thanks for joining us on another adventure as we're going a different direction today. This morning we're headed off to Ted Sperling Park. It is a kayak park down on South Lido in Sarasota, Florida. First time we've had a chance to get the kayaks in the water for a while, so we're looking forward to getting out and getting on the water. It's finally gotten a little bit warm after a very cold Christmas.
Yes, we had some I think it was our coldest Christmas on record. And so it's finally warming up and we're excited to be able to get the kayaks back in the water. It's been a while. So, yeah, Chris is taking us on a new adventure today. I've never been on this trail. So where are we going? What's it look like?
I found it last night using the Go Paddling app, which basically just shows you all the various places to kayak, paddleboard, those type of things. And this one popped up, had a pretty good rating. It's known for its mangrove trails. So it looks like there's about 4 different trails that cut through the mangroves, which is not out of the ordinary down in this area of Florida. However, these look like they're fairly well maintained.
Yes, because some of our recent kayak trips, we have had some very close, almost claustrophobic mangrove trails where we've had to, I don't know,
basically
do the limbo
underneath.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this one is a little more manicured and we'll be able to navigate it a little better.
Yeah, it didn't look like we would have to lay our seats flat or, try to duck underneath or go at a low tide so you can get underneath the trails. So looking forward to that. It's also in an area that is just south of St. Armand Circle, which is going to have a lot of canals that back up to some incredibly nice homes. So we might get a chance to kayak through some of those canals. On the one side it opens up to Sarasota Bay, so we should be able to get some decent shots of the city of Sarasota on the south side of the Ringling Bridge. So hopefully we get a pretty good day out of it.
Right. It's a beautiful day. I mean, let's see, what's the temperature right now? 70 degrees, sunny.
0% chance of rain.
Yeah, yep.
So we will see how it goes. So as we were approaching the park, we pull in, and the first thing we notice is that parking is very, very limited. As far as the day we were there, there was parking on both sides of the main entrance, parallel on the right and pull in on the left. There's also a parking lot all the way at the end, paved parking lot, with a designated loading and unloading zone. So if you were bringing your own kayak, you could pull all the way to the end, unload your equipment, and then turn around and find parking along either side of the roadway. As you get a little bit further down, you're going to notice all those vehicles off on the left side. Those are all the vendors. There are multiple businesses that are operated out of the public park. You can find those by Googling kayak rentals and Ted Sperling Park. They offer single kayaks, double kayaks, stand-up paddle boards, both inflatable and rigid. And all the different vendors have various setups down by the launch area. But you can see all of their equipment off there on the right. We were pulling a trailer that day, and there was very limited trailer parking. As far as I could tell, this was the only trailer parking. So we got lucky when we pulled in and were able to get the last and only trailer spot.
Once we got to the launch point, it was pretty windy the day we were there. So we were kind of wondering how this was going to work out. But actually, once we got into the water and paddled south a bit, everything was kind of tucked away in the mangroves, and wind wasn't an issue at all. I thought we were going to be fighting some serious currents, and really it wasn't bad. I was surprised, and it was actually pretty calm and pretty warm, and so it made for a pretty comfortable day.
Because of the way this park is set up, it is fairly protected from both east and west winds, so it's pretty safe on most days. When you come out, go to the right. And I think that's where the next trails are going to be. You see the buoy to the left there. That's how all of the trails were marked. There's also a sign on the right indicating that after the first trail you have to go to the right to get to trails 2, 3, and 4. Each trail has a large white buoy with a corresponding number on each end. The trails are single direction trails. They are not loops. And so the trails go from the bay and then connect over to the lagoon, which allows you to have multiple routes during the day. And as you can see, this is our first large group of kayakers that were on their way back in, and we passed several of these throughout the day.
Ooh, it is really shallow through here. At least the entrance. The water is so clear. Wow. This almost looks like springs. It's so clear.
But this doesn't look like your typical mangrove
Muck.
brown, nasty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
You could reframe it and all like look around.
Yes, because right now we're just getting.
Yeah, you're just getting a straight line.
Yeah. Yes, I can. It's like right there.
That's the channel.
Wow. Oh, wait, am I going the right way?
I think so.
I feel like this brings us back to the other number 3, maybe? All right, it's widening out a little bit here.
Sounds of nature and your paddle hitting every tree.
And a power boat in the distance. Oh, there's a starfish on that branch. Check it out.
Yep, I see it.
Because of how clear the water was, we were really able to see a lot of wildlife through here. I saw lots of starfish, and there were plenty of jellyfish through this area. We saw lots of birds. If you're looking for larger animals like dolphins or sharks or alligators, you're really not going to see it through this area just because of how shallow the water is. And quite frankly, I'm okay with that. I was pretty content just seeing my starfish and other small marine life through this area.
Go to the right here. I wonder if we cut over to trail 3. No, I'll go first. Yeah, we should have stayed. We somehow managed to cut over to 3. Yeah, there's the beach right there. Yep.
After all that paddling, we were getting pretty hungry, so I was pretty happy to find out that we are right around the corner from a small beach that is perfect for a spot to pull over and have a lunch. We planned ahead and packed a picnic lunch, and we had an awesome view of Sarasota Pass.
So, Big Pass is a great place to see Sarasota Bay and the south end of Sarasota. Not an ideal place to swim because of the current. Once we got back on the trails, you can see how well manicured these were, and that it really allowed us to move through them without too much of an issue. So on our way back, that was 1. We started to come across a group of paddlers. That was 2. And as you can see, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 kayaks. Once we got past those guys, we decided it was time to head on back and get ready to leave.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, because we're not waiting to get out either. Yeah.
It's like Mantehala South.
Yep. Pretty much.
That's what it reminds me of.
We're heading over to the rinse stations to rinse off our kayaks. Thankfully, they had multiple stations where we could rinse everything off, which was really nice. With all the salt water and gunk that you pick up, it's nice to be able to get everything clean before you put it back in your vehicle or in the back of your truck. So we're getting those cleaned up. The other really nice thing that I appreciated is that there were showers. So just to clean off your feet and rinse off. So there were showers that you could use, and then just off to the side of the rinse station there was a bathhouse, and I appreciated that as well because you could use the restroom, you could get change over there, and everything was nice and clean and stocked. And so for me personally, that was a huge advantage because you don't always have that when we go to parks. So what do you think? Who would you recommend this for?
Honestly, this is a great location for, I think, anybody. If you didn't have kayaks or paddle boards, you can rent them. If you have family in town and you're looking for an outing where you can take family and friends that you might have your own kayaks, but your family and friends don't, you can do a public launch and you can do a rental all in the same spot. If you have small children, the vendors all had multiple seat kayaks. They all had life jackets, and so you could take a family out and have a good outing with small kids, and it'd still be very safe. And you see the groups in front of us passing by. There were tons of people all day long.
Yeah, and really lots of kids too. We saw at one family, I think it was 4 moms and like 9 kids with them, and they all seemed to be having a blast. The water's shallow, so I think it takes away that fear of having littles along with you on the trip.
Yeah, most of the bay, I mean, other than that very first spot where you start in, it's no more than knee deep. I mean, if you fall out, just stand up, you'll be fine.
Overall, I think it was a pretty good day.
Yep, very good day, and like I said, definitely something we would do again. Definitely something we were surprised that it took us this long to find. So, thanks for joining us and following us along on our adventure. And until the next one, we will see you then.